Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. So next week, exactly on this day, we're going to have some news where all Social Security beneficiaries, whether you're receiving Social Security Retirement, SSI or SSDI, you're going to be receiving an increase. So we're going to be covering how much this increase is expected to be. And of course, alongside this increase, some other numbers are going to be changing as well, which will be relevant to Social Security. So we're going to be covering all that in today's video. But first, of course, if you are on SSI, you might have noticed you did not actually receive a payment this month in October. Well, why is that? That is because you actually received two payments last month in September. The second payment that you received in September was actually just technically your October payment, so that's why you're not receiving anything in October. So your next payment isn't going to be coming until next month on November 1st. And then actually in December, you're once again, just like in September, you're going to be receiving two payments in the month of December. The first payment is going to be the usual amount that you've been receiving all year long this year in 2023, but your second payment in December is actually going to be a little bit larger. So we're going to be covering that in today's video as well. So first off, once again, next week, we are going to have some inflation numbers coming in. And once these inflation numbers are released, we're going to know exactly how big of an increase that all Social Security beneficiaries are going to be receiving next year in 2024. So it's going to be very huge. Once again, that's going to be next week on October 12th. Now, we do have different numbers that have been released on how much this cost of living adjustment is expected to be. Now, the way they figure this, just to start things out here, is they use an inflation metric called the CPIW. Now they're comparing the CPIW from this year in 2023 from the third quarter. So they're going to be using the numbers from July, August, and September. And these months are actually lagging. So we didn't receive the July numbers until August. We didn't receive the August numbers until this month in September. And we're not going to be receiving the September data until next week in October. But next week, we're going to have the 3 months that we need to compare to last year in 2022. And however much an increase the CPIW showed is how much the COLA is going to be in 2024. So right now we do have different projections coming in. And the most relevant one, which holds the most weight, is definitely from the Senior Citizens League, and they are projecting an increase of 3.2%. So we're going to be looking at different numbers and what that could mean for you, whether you receive Social Security Retirement, SSI, or SSDI. So straight from MarketWatch, the Social Security Administration's biggest day of the year is coming October 12th, when the annual cost of living adjustment will be announced. But don't get too excited. The 2024 COLA for Social Security is expected to rise about 3.2%, according to estimates from the Senior Citizens League, a pro-senior think tank. That's compared to an 8.7% increase for 2023, which was the highest COLA in more than 40 years amid high inflation. The average COLA over the last 20 years has been about 2.6%. And keep in mind that the COLA is a benefit adjustment that reflects inflation. It's not a raise, it just catches beneficiaries up with current inflationary pressures. So we do have some projections once again if we do end up in fact having that 3.2% number released next week on Thursday. What that's going to mean for Social Security retirees is right now, of course, the average benefit this year in 2023 is $1,827, as you can see up on the screen. If we do get that 3.2% COLA, that's going to result in a 2024 benefit of $1,885, which will be an annual increase of right around $701.57. Now, as far as SSDI beneficiaries go, the average benefit this year in 2023 is $1,483. After that COLA increase, that should boost the benefit up on average to right around $1,530, which will be an annual increase of close to $570. Now, as far as the maximum benefit, at least for individuals in 2023 for SSI beneficiaries, the max benefit once again is $914. Now, if we do have the 3.2% adjustment in 2024, that's going to result in a max 2024 benefit of $943. Once again, this is for individuals. For couples, of course, that is going to be a little bit higher. So that will be an annual increase of right around $350. Now, if you happen to receive the max benefit for retirees in 2023, that happens to be $3,627. After the 3.2% adjustment in 2024, that will boost that benefit up to $3,743, which will be a monthly increase of $116, or an annual increase of $1,308. Now, alongside those COLA increases, there's also going to be some other things going up which will also affect Social Security beneficiaries and really all Americans in general. So alongside that, of course, we are going to have the Medicare Part B premiums increasing in 2024. Of course, this year they did not increase for the first time in like a decade. So right now we have projections coming in. It looks like that it's going to be increasing by right around $15. Alongside that, of course, we're also going to have the maximum taxable earnings increasing in 2024 just to adjust for inflation. So this year, the maximum that you would have to pay into the Social Security Trust Fund in 2023 was $160,200. In 2024, that should be boosted up to right around $165,000. So basically, you're going to pay the 6.2 to 12.4% Social Security payroll tax, and then anything above $165,000 in earnings, you won't have to continue paying into the Social Security Trust Fund. Now, in addition to that, we're also going to have an adjustment in the retirement earnings test exempt amounts. So right now, if you are under the full retirement age and you elected to start receiving Social Security benefits, you can only receive up to $21,240 per year in income. That is going to get boosted up to $21,920 or around that amount next year in 2024. And then anything above that amount, $1 in benefits will be withheld for every $2 in earnings above that limit. And then in the year in which you reach your full retirement age, in 2023, this year, you can earn up to $56,520 per year. That's going to be boosted up to $58,330 per year next year. And then in that case, $1 in benefits will be withheld for every $3 in earnings above that limit. Now, there's also going to be some impacts for Social Security disability as far as the substantial gainful activities. That's also going to be increasing. So this year for the non-blind, that is going to be $1,470. Next year, that should be boosted up to right around $1,520. For the blind this year in 2023, that is right around $2,460 per month. That's going to be boosted up to right around $2,540 next year. And then as far as the trial work period this year, it is $1,050 per month. Next year, that is going to be boosted up to right around $1,083 with the 3.2% inflation numbers. Now, one thing that is not going to be changing is the SSI resource limit, so pretty much how much assets you can have. So this year in 2023, just like it has been over the last few decades, for individuals it is $2,000, and then for couples, for whatever reason, it's not double that amount. Instead, it's just 1.5 times that amount. So for couples, it is $3,000, individuals $2,000. This has not been changed since 1989. And believe it or not, there are a lot of lawmakers calling for that change. They want for individuals to have $10,000 in assets, and for couples, they want to have double that amount, which would make the most sense. So double that amount, of course, would be $20,000. We'll have to wait and see whether or not they can make that a change. But after all the inflation that has taken place since 1989, it's a pretty good argument that $2,000 for individuals and $3,000 for couples really doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and that's not a lot of money that they can put aside as far as assets go. Now, other than the COLA adjustments, some other things that we need to keep an eye out on over the next year, of course, are different bills revolving Social Security and possible Social Security increases. So, of course, first off, we have Bernie Sanders' bill. That's called the Social Security Expansion Act. That would increase benefits across the board for everyone by $200 per month. Right now, that's pretty much only being supported by Democrats. No Republicans are on board with that bill. Then we have a bill by John Larson that's called the Social Security 2100 Act. That would boost the special minimum benefit by 25% above the federal poverty line, which would work out to an increase by right around $485 per month. And then, of course, we have the big idea, which is a bipartisan plan by Republican Bill Cassidy and independent candidate who caucuses with the Democrats and Angus King. They basically have an investment plan where they would take $1.5 trillion separate from Social Security, invest that money, and then eventually whatever they gain from that investment, they would then throw back into the trust fund. So those are 3 bills that we need to keep an eye out on. But that's all we have for today's video, and I will see you in the next one.